Hello, guys, and welcome. I've got a little bit of breaking news to tell you, and that is that Brighton have just rejected a second bid from Chelsea worth 80 million for Moises Caicedo. Now, obviously, they put the first offer in about a week and a half ago for Moises Caicedo of 70 million. And I've literally just got the breaking news through to my mobile, and they have rejected it immediately. Like, there was no even consultation, there was no thinking. They've immediately rejected the £80 million offer from Chelsea. And from what I've heard, they value Moises Caicedo at roughly around about 100 million. Now, obviously, there's a lot of money to be spending on a player who, obviously, I'm not saying he ain't a great player, but would I say Moises Caicedo is worth 100 million? Personally, no. I do think 70 million would have been acceptable in my opinion. 80 million for definite. If I were Brighton, I would have been taking that money. I understand Brighton are reluctant to lose a player who has so much potential. You know, he can most definitely become a world-class defensive midfielder. But £80 million rejected immediately. Like I said, there was no consultation, there was no thinking about it. It has been immediately rejected by Brighton, and now Chelsea have obviously got to now maybe think about what the next move is. Obviously, they've also been linked with Romeo Lavia, who just the other day rejected £40 million from Liverpool. Chelsea are also looking at him in case they can't get Caicedo over the line. Many people do seem to think, and from what I've heard, Chelsea could improve their offer. But from what I've read, they're not going to go above £90 million for Moises Caicedo. So, by the sounds of it, they are going to prepare another bid for Moises Caicedo. But they are not going to go over 90 million. So, if Brighton are wanting 100 million for Moises Caicedo, from what I've heard, Chelsea aren't willing to pay £100 million for a defensive midfielder. So this is a big one. Again, I said when they first rejected the 70 million, that Chelsea were going to come back in with another offer. They've obviously been sorting out other things, sales, stuff like that in the meantime, and now they've put in the £80 million bid, and immediately Brighton turned around and said, not a chance. So £80 million for Brighton is obviously not good enough. They obviously value Moises Caicedo at roughly around about 100 million. And I just can't see Chelsea paying that. I understand they are desperate to sign Moises Caicedo, but if they are going to go in for Romeo Lavia, he will be a cheaper option. Southampton are holding out for 50 million for Romeo Lavia. So there is, from what I've heard, Chelsea will come back in maybe with another bid, but it will only be roughly around about 90 million. So again, this is another one that looks like it's going to be a big transfer. Another one that maybe it looked like it could drag on for a little bit. Like I said, Brighton are not entertaining offers below their valuation of Moises Caicedo. So now it's one of them. What's going to be Chelsea's next move? Do they maybe offer the 90 million and potentially have that rejected? Or do they maybe bid for Moises Caicedo again, but at the same time maybe bid for Romeo Lavia? So if Brighton do reject the 90 million, Southampton could potentially take £50 million for Romeo Lavia. So obviously there'll be discussions now internally going on at Chelsea about what the next best step would be. Personally, I do think Moises Caicedo is a quality defensive midfielder, and he will be for the future, but I wouldn't say he's worth the 100 million that Brighton could potentially be asking for. I think that's just way too steep. Definitely trying to price him out of the move. We don't know anything on Caicedo's side, whether or not he wants to join Chelsea or anything like that. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have to keep an eye on this one, because like I said, now £80 million is a lot of money to turn down, but Brighton have said no. At the end of the day, we value him higher than that. So you either come back with a better offer, or the negotiations will just be over with Chelsea for Moises Caicedo. So, obviously, Brighton are probably looking at it and thinking, do you know what? No. We did so well last season. We don't have to keep selling our best players for cheap money. Obviously, they lost Alexis McAllister for quite a modest sum of 43 million, which, in my opinion, I thought was cheap for a player who had an amazing season last season. But yeah, Brighton just simply are not going to take less than what they think his value is. And, I think you've got to give him respect for that. If they say, look, this is how much we value our player, if you're not going to offer this much, then there's no point in discussing a deal. This is how much we want. This is how much we'll accept. So, now obviously it's down to Chelsea and what they think the next move is. From what I've just read, 90 million could be as far as what Chelsea are willing to go to. And they might not push past the 90 million, which would obviously fall 10 million shy of what Brighton value Moises Caicedo at. So, obviously, I will keep you up to date with anything I see, obviously, revolving around, obviously, transfers and things like that. Again, this is another one of them that, just like quite a few of them in this transfer window, they could drag on for a little bit. So, obviously, I'll keep you up to date. Please let me know in the comments down below what you think of this. Do you think Brighton should have just taken the 8 million? Or do you think they should hold out for more? Let me know. If you did enjoy, please leave a like. And please subscribe for more videos like this. Anyway, guys, I'll see you soon.